Have you seen that video? I know it's viral on TikTok right now, where this lady was live. She was crying so bad. She said, and I'm going to quote her exactly, "I feel like all I do is work and work. I work every day, double shift, one job in the morning, another job at night, while my kids miss me, while my 12-year-old has to watch my 2-year-old." Then she said, and again, I'm quoting her, "I'm tired. I feel like I want to die. I just want to go home. I want to check myself in a mental hospital." They're saying after that video, she actually unalived herself. I'm happy to report that she is alive, okay? I knew something felt off. The person who posted this video, I don't know if they just wanted some views. They're almost at 11 million views. And the lady had to go on her own page. I found it this morning after recording my video. And she's like, "I'm alive. This page is a fraud." She was like, "I'm just going through like everybody else." Listen. Mental health is serious, and we have got to stop making up these stories, putting stuff on videos just so we can get some views. That's crazy, but she is alive. Thank God. First of all, if you are feeling this way, stop this video and call 988 from your phone. Period. Now, for the rest of you, of course, whenever you see, well, I'm not going to say of course, but when I see videos, I like to go in the comment section just to see what the people are talking about. There were so many comments from people who feel exactly like her. Hundreds of people that weren't just saying, "That's so sad." They were saying, "This is me. Me too. I know exactly how you feel." I even wrote down a few of the comments so I could read them to you all. Someone said, "There is no joy in life anymore. Work, clean, errands, bed, repeat." Someone else says, "The rent and the pay don't add up, even if you have a skill or a degree." Another person said, "I don't even enjoy my days off anymore." Someone else said, actually, multiple people said this, "You can never convince me to have kids." I even saw people saying, "I'm struggling to take care of myself. I can't even imagine how you're feeling having to be responsible not just for you, but for your children also." That's not just one woman's story. That's a generation story, and we're going to talk about it today. Now, I'm not sure how old this young lady is, but most of my followers, the greater majority of my followers, are millennials. I'm a millennial. And of course, I see so much on social media. I hear so much from millennials, even Gen Z, the generation after us. I think I told you all about some trend that was going around where they were picking the date they were going to unalive themselves and putting it on social media. Listen, if you are a millennial or a part of another generation and you are tired in a way that sleep isn't fixing, this video is for you. And I'm not talking about the "I just need a little 10-minute nap tired." No, 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 no. I'm talking about the "I've done everything right, I'm still struggling, and I don't know who I am outside of survival mode" tired. And just FYI, you cannot be struggling financially and still be in survival mode. You all should know that by now.
Tired of just surviving, ready to heal. Gotta take some action, do more than you. I kept blaming
Millennials, we did what they told us to do, and it still didn't work. And I need you to know before we go any further, you are not some lazy bum. You're not just ungrateful, and you're not weak. You are a millennial who has lived through more collective trauma than any generation in modern history. And this stuff is showing up in your body whether you acknowledge it or not. At this point, we need reparations. Someone please have President Donald Trump call me. Now, before we get into this, I need to tell you about something. I am running a 5-day live healing challenge. It starts Monday, June 22nd. It's called the Halfway Healed Challenge. We're officially halfway through 2026. Listen, healing doesn't always look like breakthrough. Sometimes healing looks like finally admitting that you are tired. We'll talk about it more at the end. If you can't stay to the end, click the link, sign up for the challenge. All right, now let's get into it. I'm gonna take you back a little bit. Back down memory lane. Baby, if I could sing, I would be dangerous. Not for real. Probably not. It's okay. You were probably told something like this growing up. Get good grades in high school so you can go to college. You have to get a degree so you can get a really nice job. You're going to work really hard, buy a house and then retire comfortably, right? That was the plan, baby. So we did that. We went to college. A lot of us got into debt because of college. But it's okay because, you know what I'm saying? They had us thinking that we were all going to come out of college with these 6-figure jobs at least, right? So we graduated and we walked straight into the 2008 recession. No jobs. Entry-level positions requiring 5 years of experience. Moving back home, starting over before we even really started. The social contract was broken and we were the ones holding the bill. Right now, 66% of millennials reports moderate to high burnout. You know what the number is for boomers? 39%. We are almost twice as burned out as the generation before us. Make it make sense. And they keep acting like we just need better time management. Okay. A planner is not going to fix this. The average millennial right now, mid 30s, statistically has no house, is carrying student loan debt, credit card debt, and is one unexpected expense away from a financial spiral. And please understand, I'm not saying this to depress you. I am saying this because you have been gaslit into thinking that your exhaustion was a personal failure when it really was a systemic one. That's it. I can end the video right there. You did not fail the system. The system failed you, and your nervous system has been tracking every single moment of it. I'm going to walk you through something I call the trauma stack because sometimes we tend to minimize what we've actually lived through. 2001. 9/11. I remember exactly where I was. Do you? I was in Miss Boykin's health occupation class at the vocational school. We got word that we were under attack. I remember the bus ride back, and this makes me want to cry. I remember the bus ride back from the vocational school to the high school. It was so quiet. You couldn't hear a pin. No, you could hear a feather drop on that bus. If you remember where you were when the attack happened, the exact place where you were, drop it in the comments below. We were kids or teenagers watching towers fall live on television. Our sense of safety in the world was shattered before our brains could even fully develop. 2008. The Great Recession, right when we were supposed to be launching into adulthood. Poof, be gone. 2016 through 2020. Political chaos, racial violence on our timelines every single week. The rising cost of living, the quiet unraveling of everything we thought was stable. 2020, COVID. I don't even need to say much. This world has not been the same since 2020. Businesses closed, relationships ended. So many people died, and we couldn't even say goodbye at the funeral. And this is the part nobody talks about. We just kept going, y'all. Nobody said, hey, you just survived a global pandemic. Let's take a minute. Oh no, the world just said, get back to work. And we did. Can you blame a person for being depressed right now? For having anxiety? For feeling like I did everything right and I still can't breathe? This is called crisis fatigue, and it is real. This is why we have so many millennials, even in their 30s, dealing with autoimmune diseases, hair loss, gut problems, and heart issues in their 30s. Your body has been in survival mode so long that it started attacking itself. This is what chronic compounding trauma does to a human body. And here's something else nobody is talking about. I need you to lean in. Come close. A lot of you watching this are functioning. You're going to work, you're showing up for your kids, you're making it to Sunday service. Baby, you look good on the outside, but inside, you feel nothing or everything. And you're at the point where you can't even tell the difference anymore. That has a name. It's called functional freeze. Functional freeze is what happens when your nervous system has been under chronic stress so long it stops trying to fight or run. It just shuts down partly. You're still moving, you're still doing things, but you are operating from a place of total overwhelm underneath a convincing mask of, I'm fine. You look successful, but you feel disconnected. And you don't even know how to explain it to anybody because from the outside, your life looks good. You go to brunch, you take trips, you post the pictures on social media, and you come home and sit in your car in the driveway for 20 minutes trying to figure out how to even go inside. Some of you cry on the way home. And don't even side eye me like that because I know what I'm talking about. This is why starting your healing journey is hard. When you are in functional freeze, you don't even feel like you need healing. You just feel like you need a vacation or a new job, maybe a new relationship. What you actually need is for your nervous system to feel safe enough to thaw out. I need to tell you something, and please don't panic. Research out of ASU on chronic stress has found that long-term stress can actually change the structure of neurons in your hippocampus. That's the part of your brain that handles memory, learning, and emotional regulation. Chronic stress can reduce the size of your hippocampus. It can make it harder to think clearly, remember things, and regulate your emotions. Millennials, I need you to hear me. We are not failing. Our brains are literally being reshaped by living through crisis after crisis after crisis. This is called cumulative trauma. It's different than just one traumatic event. A single event, your brain knows how to respond, but repeated, smaller stressors, year after year after year, that gradually rewires you. And I hate to say it, but it makes you more vulnerable to anxiety, depression, and burnout over time. So when you feel like you used to be more sharper, more creative, more hopeful, and now you're just foggy, that's not your age. Stop calling yourself old. That's not ingratitude. That is the cumulative weight of what you have survived sitting in your nervous system, unprocessed.
Oh my God.
Now, that's actually good news because anything that was shaped can be reshaped. Your nervous system isn't broken, it's dysregulated. And dysregulated nervous systems can heal. Let's talk about something else that I feel like just doesn't get enough attention. We are the last generation that remembers life before the internet. And we are the first generation that has had to build entire careers on it. Do you understand how wild that is? At this point, millennials should be called superheroes because what? We're superheroes. Gen Z grew up on technology. It's normal for them. Boomers and Gen X, they already had their houses, their retirement, their established lives before all this technology came in. So for them, it's kind of funny. Oh, look, a smartphone. But us, we made the full transition. We remember being bored, like actually bored, outside using our imaginations, no notifications, and no algorithms telling us what to feel about ourselves. And now we run entire businesses on these phones. We get our news on these phones. We watch violence on these phones. We compare our lives to curated highlight reels on these phones. And we cannot put them down as bad as many of us want to because our income is connected to these phones. We are overstimulated, overinformed, under rested, and we have forgotten what it feels like to just exist without performing. Research shows that every time you switch tasks, check an email, look at a notification, scroll for 2 minutes, you lose 23 minutes of focused time. We are doing that hundreds of times a day. No wonder we can't think straight. And baby, if all that wasn't enough, a lot of us are taking care of our parents now. Our parents didn't necessarily plan for retirement the way they thought they would. Healthcare is expensive. And because we're the responsible ones, the caring ones, the ones who can't say no, we are now trying to figure it out. Do I put my mom and dad in a home? How do I afford that? Who takes care of me while I'm taking care of everybody else? On top of that, we out here trying to break generational curses. Go to therapy, raise your kids, caregive for your parents, maintain a career, be the emotionally available person in every relationship. And somewhere in the middle of all of that, you lost yourself. And then the church told you, just pray harder. And your mom told you, just be strong. And then the internet told you, you need to start a side hustle. And I am here to tell you, you are allowed to be tired. You are allowed to say, this is too much. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you honest. And healing starts with honesty. Real quick, and I do mean real quick, I need to tell you about something. Starting this Monday, June 22nd, I'm hosting the Halfway Healed Challenge. 5 days live on Zoom every night. It is designed for women who are tired of being tired. The woman who knows she needs to heal, but she doesn't know where to start. The woman who's been holding it together so long that she doesn't even know what falling apart would look like. We're going to talk about your nervous system. We're going to talk about what is actually keeping you stuck. And we're going to start moving. Not from a place of pressure, not from a place of hustle, but from a place of peace, actual peace. The link is in my bio. General and VIP spots are available. Come join us. Now let's get back to it. I need to talk to the women who are watching this and thinking, okay, but this really isn't me. Like, I'm functioning. I'm fine. Baby, burnout doesn't always look like, ooh, I can't get out of bed. High functioning burnout is real, and it might be the most dangerous kind because you keep going and going and going until your body finally breaks down and makes you stop. Let me give you some signs that you might be in high functioning burnout. You have brain fog that you've just accepted as your personality now. That or you're just blaming it on your age. Millennial, you are constantly irritable and you don't fully understand why. You feel successful and miserable all at the same time, and that combination confuses you. You cannot sit still and do nothing. Rest makes you anxious. Peace and quiet makes you anxious. You feel like you have to be productive to deserve to exist. We were taught that if we are tired, we're ungrateful. That rest is laziness, and that slowing down means you're going to fall behind. Somewhere along the way, we internalized that thing. Then we started punishing ourselves for being human, for needing rest, for not being able to do it all with a smile. Listen, your pain matters. Your exhaustion is valid, and you do not have to keep going at this pace to prove that you are worthy of good things. So what does healing actually look like? It does not look like a 75 hard challenge. It doesn't look like waking up at 5 a.m. and doing more things. It does not look like toxic positivity and vision boards. It looks like this. Step 1, admit that you are tired out loud. Not to just perform on the internet, just to yourself. If this is you, say it. I am exhausted, and I'm allowed to feel that. Step 2, identify what you are actually in control of. A lot of your anxiety is coming from trying to manage things that were never yours to carry. What can you put down right now? Step 3, make rest a non-negotiable, not a reward, not something you earn, a requirement. Your nervous system cannot heal in a constant state of output. Step 4, find something that has nothing to do with work or a screen. A hobby, take a walk, go cook something, take a pottery class, something that brings you back into your body without an audience. And step 5, this is the one nobody wants to hear because y'all are all, oh, I don't need nobody, I'm good, period, poo. You need community, real community. Appreciate your 100K followers on Instagram. I'm not talking about them. You got 2.5 million followers on TikTok. That's so good. That's amazing. I'm not talking about them either. YouTube, you sitting at a cool 955,000. You about to get that 1 million plaque. But I'm not talking about them either. Not likes, people who know your name, they know your telephone number, and they check on you. American culture has sold us on radical individualism, and it is making us sick. Take a deep breath, you all. Healing begins when your nervous system finally feels safe enough to come out of survival mode. That doesn't happen alone. You are exhausted, and it makes complete sense why. You've lived through a recession, a pandemic, collective racial trauma, political chaos, financial instability, family pressure, and an internet that never turns off. You have been in survival mode so long that you just think it's your personality. It is not your personality. It's your nervous system, and it can heal. If you are ready to start that process, not perfectly, not all at once, I want you to join me for the Halfway Healed Challenge. 5 days starting Monday, June 22nd. We will be live on Zoom every single night. We are going to do this together. The link is in my bio. Come as you are, tired and all. And if this video hit you somewhere you didn't expect, share it with another millennial who needs it. Drop a comment and tell me what part of this video meant the most to you. I'll see you in the comments, and I will see you on Monday.